All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. And in this video, Gervonta Tank Davis and his trainer have now said that they once again are calling out Devin Haney to make a fight next. Also, Devin Haney, according to sources, says that he is going to stay at 135 through to the end of the year. And if that is the case, it looks like we can have a fight and one of the best fights to take place in boxing. Now, before I get into that, though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you are a longtime subscriber to the channel, thank you very, very much for doing so. But let's get into this, man, because I think this is good news. A lot of moving parts in the lightweight division with a lot of excellent fighters. We've had some very good fights this year, pretty much starting with Frank Martin and Michelle Rivera, followed up by Shakur Stevenson and Yoshina. After that, we get a very good fight between, obviously, the big one between Gervonta Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia at a 136-pound catch weight. And then before that, we get the fight taking place. After that, we get the fight that just took place last weekend with Devin Haney and Vasily Lomachenko in a close, contested, controversial type of fight. And of course, everybody is wondering what is going to happen next. The team for Gervonta Tank Davis is continuing to say what they had said before, which is after, and this is something Gervonta Davis said. He said, after I get past Ryan Garcia and Hector Garcia, I'm coming for you, Devin Haney. I want you, Devin Haney. And it seems as if he has not changed his mind, that his team has not changed his mind, and they are still pressing forward for that fight. And to boot, you have Devin Haney, who, according to sources, has said that he is going to stay at 135 pounds at least until the end of the year, which means there is no reason why we should not be able to get the fight between Devin Haney and Gervonta Davis. As you know, Devin Haney is a free agent. He is supposedly a free agent, and that means that Bob Arum cannot stop him from making the fight. That means Eddie Hearn cannot stop him from making the fight. It means that nobody can prevent him from making a fight with Gervonta Tank Davis except for himself and Gervonta Davis. Now, of course, I did a video earlier where I talked about something Shakur Stevenson said about Devin Haney and the need to rematch Vasily Lomachenko, because Vasily Lomachenko, in a lot of people's minds, beat him. And despite what people keep saying over and over and over again, that Vasily Lomachenko said he didn't want to rematch Devin Haney, that is not true. What Vasily Lomachenko said was he did not believe that Devin Haney would give him a rematch. Now, if you pay close attention to those words, you can tell that there's a difference between the two. Saying somebody will not fight me is not the same thing as saying I will not fight them. Okay? Saying that you are robbed, but you know that Devin Haney is not going to get back in the ring with me is not the same thing as saying if Devin Haney offers me a fight, I will say no. Okay, those two things do not necessarily have to be true. And I think that it is a better look for Devin Haney for his legacy, because as you know, Devin Haney said himself that he fights for legacy. He doesn't fight for money. He doesn't fight for clout. He fights for legacy. Since he doesn't fight for money and he doesn't fight for clout, he fights for legacy. Then the fight that he should obviously want would be the rematch with Vasily Lomachenko. That would clear up any questions about his legacy. If what he wants to do, though, is fight for clout and fight for money, then the fight is with Gervonta Davis. At least the clout is. I'm not sure about the money, though, because I don't know if he's going to get as much money for Gervonta Davis as he did against Vasily Lomachenko, which is $4 million, according to reports, that $4 million was his guaranteed purse. If you got $4 million guaranteed and you did a $150,000 pay-per-view with Vasily Lomachenko, the chances of him getting $4 million guaranteed is slim and none. Now, because, again, that is what Gervonta Davis said. That's what Calvin Ford said. They've always been very particular about that and saying, look, man, we're not taking any pay cuts to fight Devin Haney. And I don't think that that's going to change. So since you got one guy that is heavily the A side and you got somebody that other people have called as much as the C side, and I'm being friendly, I'm not trying to go overboard and say the Z side, like some other people are saying. Shout out to my guy Kamal Oz with the Z side. But you get my point. There are hurdles to making that fight. But Devin Haney can swallow the pill, go ahead and get that fight done. As long as Gervonta Davis is serious about what he's doing, we can get that fight. Again, I would prefer the fight with Vasily Lomachenko for the reasons that Devin Haney stated, being his motivation in boxing, which is legacy, right? Now, there are some other hurdles to this. And the one hurdle is Bob Arum. Not Bob Arum as a promoter, but Bob Arum as somebody who has influence with the sanctioning bodies and can force those sanctioning bodies to order mandatory fights. And I'm 100% confident that he does not want Gervonta Davis to be in the position of holding those sanctioning body, any of those major championship belts, because that right there will definitely mess up his plans for having those belts with Top Rank. And let me explain why that is. Because he will not win a purse bid for a Gervonta Davis fight. And if he is going to pay for a Gervonta Davis fight, those fights are going to lose money. And he already said that he wasn't trying to make a fight with Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson. So I would not be surprised if the WBA or the IBF or the WBO or the WBC jumped in the middle and ordered a fight for Devin Haney that would prevent the fight from taking place with Gervonta Davis unless Devin Haney paid step-aside money. And if that fighter is represented by Bob Arum, more than likely that won't be the case. So, but anyway, man, I like what they're talking about. I'm not upset about the fight getting made if it does get made. This isn't necessarily the video to tell you what I think will happen, but I will say that this much. Devin Haney would have to fight a whole lot better than he did against Vasily Lomachenko and take a whole different approach than he took with Gervonta, because if he tries to enforce his size and strength on Gervonta, more than likely he's going to get knocked out. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.